A few years ago, I had two of my good work bras break within the same week. It was a bummer, since they were really high quality and I only had one more. Therefore, I ordered two new bras online with expedited shipping, and crossed my fingers that something wouldn't somehow happen to the only other one I had left. The package arrived a few days later, and I eagerly opened it, hoping to find my new bras. Instead, I found a small, furry creature with sharp teeth and claws. It hissed at me, and I realized that this was no ordinary delivery mistake. This was a gremlin. I tried to scream, but no sound came out. The gremlin lunged at me, and I managed to dodge it, but it was quick and agile. I grabbed a nearby broom and tried to swat it away, but it was too fast. It climbed up the broom and onto my arm, its claws digging into my skin. I managed to shake it off and ran to the bathroom, locking myself in. I could hear the gremlin scratching at the door, trying to get in. I was terrified, but I knew I had to do something. I ended up calling my friend, who lived nearby, and she came over immediately. She brought a cage and some food, and we managed to lure the gremlin into the cage. We called animal control, and they came and took the gremlin away. After that, I was always careful when ordering bras online. I made sure to check the delivery details carefully, and I never ordered anything that looked even remotely suspicious. But every now and then, I would think about that gremlin, and wonder what would have happened if I hadn't been able to lock myself in the bathroom. One summer, I worked in an honest-to-God bra museum. Don't ask me why our city decided to have it there. Aside from a few people who made rowdy jokes, most of the visitors were at least respectful, and as far as smaller museums go, it was actually decent. It was a quiet day at the museum when I first noticed something strange. I was alone in one of the exhibition rooms, straightening out the displays, when I heard a soft whisper. I turned around, but there was no one there. I shrugged it off and continued my work. But eventually the whispers grew louder, and I could feel a chill run down my spine. I looked around, but still, there was no one in sight. That's when I saw it, a ghostly figure wearing a vintage bra, floating in the air. I screamed and ran out of the room, but the figure followed me. It was a woman with long, flowing hair and a sad expression on her face. She reached out to me, and I could feel her cold touch on my arm. "Help me," she whispered. "Help me find my way home." I had no idea what to say, so I just nodded and followed her. She led me through the museum, into the basement, and down a narrow corridor. There, she showed me a small hidden room that I'd never seen before, filled with old dusty bras. "These are my bras," she said. "I was a seamstress, and I made them all by hand. But then one day, I died, and I was trapped here, in this museum. I can't leave until someone finds my bras and takes them home." I knew what I had to do. I gathered all the bras and took them home with me. The next day, I returned to the museum, and the ghostly figure was gone. The museum was peaceful again. But, every now and then, I swear I can still hear her whispers, thanking me for setting her free. I used to work as an overnight security guard in a bra factory. It was a quiet job, mostly just walking around and checking that everything was in order. But one night, everything changed. It was around 3 a.m. when I heard a strange noise coming from one of the production rooms. I grabbed my flashlight and headed over to investigate. Then as I entered the room, I saw something that made my blood run cold. A giant bra monster, made up of hundreds of bras, all stitched together. It was hideous, with long dangling straps and cups that could swallow a person whole. It roared, and I could feel the vibrations in my bones. I tried to run, but the monster was too fast. It grabbed me with its straps and pulled me towards it. I struggled, but it was no use. The monster was just too strong. Then, as I thought it was the end, I heard a loud noise, and the monster let go of me. I looked up to see my coworker, who had come to check on me, and holding a giant pair of scissors. He had cut through the straps, and the monster was falling apart. We ran out of the room together, and the monster was left in pieces on the floor. After that night, I never worked as a security guard again. And to this day, I can't look at a bra without thinking about that giant monster in the factory.